Robschild, no investment advice. Welcome to Livestream Sunday Night Futures. So let's share my screen here and get on. I don't expect this to be very long because there doesn't seem to be all that much movement. I thought there might be more movement based on the Moody downgrade of the U.S. government credit rating. So far, we have had Bitcoin go up by 2.5%. Let's see what else is going on. Treasury bond futures market down by 0.6%, although not forming sort of a, not going into any kind of bearish pattern so far. In fact, right now, because it's a green candle, it means we're higher than the opening. So opened a little lower and then climbing. I have been suspecting that the S&P 500 might drop quite a lot here as it stands. We are down 0.71% on this chart. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but almost a full percent of a drop is not like, that's not a super small drop, honestly. You know, for the S&P 500, you know, a typical movement is, you know, 0.25% to 0.5% in a day. It's 0.7% in one day is a larger than normal drop, but that's nothing compared to some of the movement that we've been seeing recently in stocks generally. So, but right now stocks are indeed down, bonds are down. I was suggesting before, you know, we were getting into an uncorrelated state where if stocks would be going down, then bonds might be going up. But just on this Sunday night futures, these two charts both are down. Treasury bonds are down and stocks are down. Bitcoin is up, actually. So, you know, this is one of those instances where Bitcoin is starting to act like a safe haven asset in this case. I don't know why the Hang Seng doesn't even open. So copper. What about Dr. Copper with a PhD in economics, up by a whopping 0.11%. So completely flat. Completely saying, I have no idea what to do here. This is after already getting to the point of not really knowing where to go. We were, you know, spiking to the upside, and then Liberation Day hit and copper tanked to the downside and then soared to the upside, and then has, you know, like a bouncy ball, almost bouncing hard off of both walls and then like settling. No movement at all. Just going completely flat right now. Copper doesn't know what to do. Silver, semi-precious / industrial metal, also not knowing what to do. Appearing to go more flat than anything. Currently up 0.55%. And then gold, let's refresh this. On a closing basis, up 1.23%. Nothing to write home about. Nothing, not looking terribly bullish or bearish. So the markets in Sunday night futures are being completely undecided. I guess, you know, the futures traders are in the camp like, we don't know what the reaction is of this Moody's downgrade. Like I said in my episode, if you caught it, my special edition, typically stocks tank when you have a downgrade of US credit. But let's see here. Does this show up? Oh, that's from my other thing. See if I can find this thing. So, like I said, August 5th, they immediately dropped a lot. And then we had a panic correction after the Fitch downgrade. So both other credit rating agencies, when they came out with the news, stocks dropped pretty hard, pretty quick. And we're not really seeing that. The futures traders are not as concerned right now. Not nearly as much as I expected. I thought for sure the stock market would be going down here. And then the dollar index, you might expect this to be dropping pretty hard if it's like run away from the dollar, because I guess people are, maybe these credit ratings of these agencies are unrelated to any real thing that's going on. Maybe they're more reactionary as to what had been already going on than anything. So maybe this is less of a news market affecting event than I had thought previously. At least that's what it's looking like right now. Yes, I know my voice is sounding a bit weak. I think I'm a little sick still. So I thought tonight might be exciting, and it's not. It's boring as heck. Everything's pretty much sideways. Bonds are down a little bit. Stocks are down a little, just a tiny bit relative to, very recent history. Dr. Copper completely flat. He says, I want to see some real news for me to decide to move in price to the upside or to the downside. So nothing. So this is pretty much the most boring Sunday night live stream futures event ever. I still think that this week could potentially be very interesting off the back of that Moody's downgrade, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. Stop sharing screen. So yeah, this week I should not be missing any shows. I should be having a show out every day. Again, Friday, sometimes I push it to Saturday or Sunday, depending on how much I have going on Friday evening. But anyway, that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about tonight. And yeah, be interesting to see if things change in the morning or throughout the week. There's hardly any data coming out this week. There's like nothing. There's like, I think we have flash PMIs, and then the initial jobless and continuing jobless. And we're getting to the end of May here. It's like, the whole thing like sell in May and go away. It's because the reason they say that is because a lot of the professional traders stopped trading in May, and markets kind of just flop around like wherever they feel like. There's like a lot of disorder, which makes it kind of harder to trade. Most unfortunately, a lot of people that have more time like me in the summer to actually look at markets don't get to participate in any of the fun stuff. All the fun stuff happens, in the fall, winter, and spring. The summer is kind of the dead season. And so we're getting straight into that. But yeah. And that's it. So stay safe, everybody out there, and hope you have a good evening and hope you have a good week. That's all from me, from Robschild, and we'll see you later. If you've noticed, I have a little bit of new decor. This is a New York Central Hudson River Railroad Company bond, still with a lot of the coupons, the actual paper coupons attached to it. And recently got a new banner. I'm gonna put this onto the banner of my channel. It's a little more refined, and that's it. All right, so everybody have a good night. Have a good week. I'll be doing a show on Monday. See you later. Robschild.